TGIF, everybody, and welcome to the Sunshine State's only true, authentic sports talk radio show where we focus on the teams and the topics important to you, the sports fan in Florida. We are Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. I am Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. He is Kravitz, Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media. The prodigy of production is still off on top secret assignment. Again, the executive producer is Cam Kunzig, a.k.a. Cam, the man.
Boom.
On the other side of the glass. We are coming to you live from Orlando, Jacksonville, Tallahassee, all points in between on the iHeartRadio app. And we want to hear from you on this Yingling Football Friday, where we're going to talk a lot of football today. Are we not, Brandon Kravitz?
We sure are. We talked about this yesterday. I sold you on the quality of the NFL slate.
I looked at the games this morning. They are unbelievable.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Great Sunday. It's also a fantastic Saturday. Texas, Georgia.
Yeah,
kidding me?
Yeah, some good games on Saturday.
Alabama, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Texas Tech, UCF. I'll be out at the porch.
That's an interesting game. I don't know if it's going to be a good game.
3:30. Come and hang out with me. Sponsored by Yingling, the official beer of the UCF Knights.
Nice. All right, you can reach us in many ways. You can get on that Mills Air text line 50857. You can also enter the Rage Cage, a.k.a. the iHeartRadio app talkback microphone. And you can rant and rave about anything you want. It's also a free-for-all Friday, which means any topic goes. You can ask us any question you want to ask us. Ask Kravitz about his personal life. He'll gladly answer.
I will. I'm an open book, and we also have Hardy tickets to give away. I have 2 separate Hardy tickets to give away. Those will only be given away to someone on the text line who asks us a random question about life.
And a clever random question.
Yeah, something that
random question.
If it gets us going on a conversation, you are officially in the running.
I like it. Or if you want to ask the question on the talkback line, you can do that as well. All right, it's time for some highlights and headlines. Your boy, rookie Trevion Henderson. Is that how you say his first name?
Yeah, it is.
Trevion Henderson.
I call him Tutty. Touchdown.
Yeah.
Touchdown, Trevion.
Well, Tutty had 3 tutties last night. He had 2 running the ball, and he also made this touchdown catch from Drake May.
Hey, looks to his left. He pumps. He throws. Falls into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. And who caught it? Trevion Henderson. A hat trick for the rookie.
A hat trick, 3 touchdowns. The Patriots win the game against the Jets 27-14. That's their 8th straight win. They have the best record in the league now at 9-2. Kravitz, go look at their schedule. Go look at the rest of their schedule.
The rest of their schedule? What about their schedule to this point? Their entire schedule is cake.
I'm just, hey, they're going to win 13 or 14 games. You are looking right now at the number 1 seed in the AFC. Go look at their schedule.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Right?
They have the Bengals before Burrow gets back. Then they have the Giants.
Okay.
Bills, Ravens back-to-back is going to tell us a lot about who the Patriots actually are.
Haven't they already beat the Bills?
Yeah, but if they can do it again, you go, oh my God.
Haven't they beaten the Bucs? That's right.
Yeah.
So don't talk about how soft their schedule is. They've beaten some good teams.
I'm not saying they're not good. I'm saying undeniably their schedule has been soft. They have the easiest schedule, not based on my ratings, just anywhere you look. If you look for strength of schedule, they are 32nd in the NFL. ESPN, Pro Football Focus, CBS, all of them.
Hey, they're beating them. They're beating
up pillows right now, and they're doing it impressively.
Again, the Bucs and the Bills aren't pillows, and they were among that soft schedule.
I am not saying they're not. I believe the Patriots are a good football team that has been beating up on bad teams.
So I'm saying. Football games in the state this weekend. The 3 NFL teams all playing. All right, here I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to read off a list of games. I want you to tell me if you could only watch one of these games. Actually,
a little preview of Intrigued and Fatigued.
No. Actually, Actually, I'm going to read off a list of games. You tell me which state team most needs a win to either salvage their season or keep the momentum going. All right. So you got Tampa Bay at Buffalo. You've got Washington at Miami. And you've got the LA Chargers at the Jaguars.
No team on that list needs a win on Sunday more than Jacksonville.
I agree. Right?
Yeah, by a pretty good margin, I think.
If they lose, they can almost forget the playoffs.
It's an elimination game for them.
Right.
I kind of feel like that was last week, but this is legitimately an elimination game. You're at home here. You have a chance to bounce back after embarrassing yourself and just completely dropping the ball. And it would be an impressive win on top of it because the Chargers are a good team, but they have to. The Colts aren't going anywhere. The Texans are gaining steam. And now the teams, so that's just the division. If you look at the wild card, teams behind you or teams like Kansas City and Baltimore,
right?
Obviously, they're on the way up. So
right.
If you don't win this weekend, the season's pretty much over.
At home, too.
Exactly.
At home. All right. It's going to be a lot harder with the colleges in the state. The same question.
I don't know that I can answer this.
Okay, so I'm going to read off these list of games. You tell me which one needs a win to either save their season or maybe you think their season is unsavable like the Gators. Okay, so we'll start off. Okay, Florida at number 6, Mississippi. UCF at number 8, Texas Tech. Virginia Tech at FSU. NC State at number 16, Miami. Which of those teams most needs a win?
Okay,
for the sake of their season.
If you just said these 3 teams, and I fell and hit my head before coming into the studio, and I forgot who they were playing, I would say UCF needs to win the most of those 3 because they have lost any semblance of momentum.
Okay, yeah,
but they have no chance. So
okay, but. Again, I'm just take the opponent out. Or actually, don't take the opponent out. If they were to somehow beat Texas Tech, wouldn't that suddenly go from mundane first season Scott Frost to, oh, my God, what a great first season for Scott Frost?
Yeah, I would go as far as to say this would make his first season a success.
Right.
If he were to go on the road and beat a team that we look at as a legitimate national championship contender. At least I do. So that would be great, but it's not realistic. So I think it's Florida State. Florida State's got to win this one. You're favored by 2 touchdowns. You're at home in front of your fans, and it's really just by default because I can't say Florida. They don't need anything.
Yeah, but if you're taking UCF out of them, I mean,
FSU can still make a bowl game too.
Okay, but Miami, if they lose,
Miami. I honestly forgot about Miami.
Well,
that's the answer.
Yeah, because if they lose, they're completely out of the playoff.
Oh, Miami, USF. Does USF play this weekend? I haven't even checked. Okay.
They play Navy. They need to win too.
So the 2 teams in Florida that we talk about the least, they need to win the most.
Although
because their seasons are actually on the line.
Yeah, although Miami could win this weekend and still not make the playoff. They're going to have to. They need some help to make the playoff.
Well, I mean, yeah, but one way to make sure that they'll never get in is lose.
True. All right, big news in the soccer world. I know you're tied into this. The MLS.
I actually saw this yesterday.
Yeah, this is a big story in soccer. Major League Soccer has voted to align with the international soccer calendar. They're shifting their regular season to a summer to spring campaign. MLS currently plays essentially from February to November. The change would see the season kick off in mid-July and run through April. Is this a good idea?
Yeah, this is a great idea.
I disagree.
Why?
Because you're going to call me a ugly American here, all right? Because MLS currently goes head to head with football about 2 months a year, 2 months out of their season, 2 or 3 months. The new schedule, they're going to go head to head with football about 6 months.
So give me the breakdown again. It starts in July.
Okay. The new season would start in mid-July, all right, and run through April. So most of their season.
Yeah, that's brilliant. People aren't paying attention to half their season anyway. What you have done is you've end capped your season with the possibility of interest. nothing's happening in July except baseball, and most people in the country are kind of over baseball by July.
Okay.
And then they check back in the playoffs. So you have the stage, not to yourself, but much more open. And then at the end in April, now you just got past March Madness, and people are looking around. Sports fans are going, "What can I pay attention to? I'm starving for something." So you're right, and at the middle of your season, nobody's paying attention.
The entire 6-month middle of your season.
But you'll have hype in the beginning, you'll have attention in the beginning, and you'll have attention at the end. And right now, can you tell me the high point of the MLS season as far as attention from the casual sports fan in this country?
I would say Messi scoring 2 goals last week to propel.
No,
Miami.
I don't mean like a moment. I mean a pocket of time. Like baseball, even if you just like baseball a little bit, the start of the season gets you as a sports fan. You're kind of into it.
Right.
Like you do this every year.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
And then one day later, you're out.
Right.
March Madness, it grabs sports fans, even if it's just for that weekend. They got you. Every sport has that moment where they grip you. MLS has no moments of the year.
I'm gonna have to cogitate on this because
what does that word mean?
Cogitate? I'm gonna have to consider this a little more carefully because you are making just a modicum of sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Coffee's hitting right today.
Those are your highlights and your headlines.
All right. I'm going to cogitate during this commercial break. I don't even know if that's FCC regulated. Up next, your daily source of motivation and inspiration, plus a text question that is free for all. Next. The weather outside is frightful, and you know what that means. The heat will be on before you know it. In fact, it may have already kicked on at the Kravitz household. Before you start dislodging all of that gunk from your vents, do yourself a favor, give Mills Air a call. When it comes to my AC system, I don't skimp on quality. I don't skimp on professionalism. I've got them coming out to the house on Monday, in fact, because I love to keep that regular maintenance going so that everything stays in tip-top shape, and Mills Air is the best at maintaining your unit, or if you need a new one, they can help you out with that as well. Rebates available up to $1,275 for a brand new Carrier unit. Call Leon and the crew, schedule your appointment, and tell them that Brandon Kravitz from Game On sent you by. 407-277-1159 and online at millsair.com. Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz rolls right along. AM 930 in Jacksonville. You can find us there. FM 96.5 The Spear in Tallahassee. And in sunny Orlando, Florida, home base for us, FM 96.9 The Game, streaming on the iHeartRadio app. Bianchi and I have gone statewide. I'm juiced up tonight. Juiced up for some cup action, Mike. Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Because we were talking about it before the show, and we were going over some clips we may play on the show, and we had some Jamal Mosley clips, and Cam the man was reading off the clips to me. He goes, Jamal Mosley talking about the getting pumped for the NBA Cup.
Yeah.
And I go, what did I ask you? Tonight's a cup game, huh?
Yes, that is what you said. And I said, yes, nothing gets you more excited than Cup night Friday night against the Nets.
Okay, we're gonna get into that during Intrigued or Fatigued, and you need to be honest. Okay,
I will be honest. Can I hear? Here's Jamal Mosley explaining the cup juice.
The league has done a great job of that, knowing that the intensity, the focus level, the result for winning the cup, that comes with a lot for our guys, and that kicks in a lot of that competitive edge, that competitive juice for our guys.
I don't know why you're laughing.
The cup juice.
Yeah, the cup juice. It's a cup of juice.
I'm sorry. There must be some sort. The NBA must give the coaches an edict. You have to.
They don't give them.
You have to
They
act
don't.
like you're excited.
No. I'm only laughing because he's in stitches right now.
I think he wants to hear it again.
Play it again.
The league has done a great job of that, knowing that the intensity, the focus level, the result for winning the cup, that comes with a lot for our guys, and that kicks in a lot of that competitive edge, that competitive juice for our guys.
Man, I'll tell you, nothing gets the juices flowing like a cup game against a 1-10 Brooklyn team.
I can just picture Bianchi in the media room. This is the pregame media sesh with Jamal Mosley. And Bianchi raises his hand for the microphone. They go, Bianchi in the back. You can't be serious, Jamal. Right?
I would never do that in an official press conference setting, but I can do it right here.
I know you're gonna laugh at me, and I know what this is gonna sound like because I got my magic quarter zip on, and I'm going to do the pregame show tonight.
Uh-huh.
There's a little something extra with the NBA Cup. Nobody has emailed me and told me to say this. Okay, this is just my opinion. The court looks different.
It does. I like the court.
There is a stake involved. The players make like $500K if they win this.
There's a stake involved. Is that what they're having for the media meal?
No, well, hopefully. We'll see. Let's get to our daily coach quote of the day.
Maybe I'll take this quote more seriously.
Well, it actually fits. Our daily source of motivation and inspiration, and today's is about judgment.
Okay.
No matter what you do, people are going to judge you anyway. So you might as well do what you want.
Yeah, I like it.
So many people worry. All of us do. There's not a single person listening or that's in this room that doesn't have that fear of, ooh, what are people thinking of this? Or I won't do this because then people will think X. Well, they're going to judge you anyway.
Do what you want.
Do whatever you want.
Do what you want to do. Make yourself happy.
Yeah.
Make yourself happy.
Because the haters are going to hate anyway, as Taylor Swift said.
Like when listeners sometimes text in and complain about, hey, why are you talking about this? Why are you talking about that? I'm like, because I'm just trying to make myself happy.
You know,
I don't really care about you guys.
If I could spin that a different way, a happy Bianchi makes for a better sports talk radio show,
Right.
which then helps the listener enjoy their drive.
Right.
I was thinking about this today. You mentioned the listeners complaining. Somebody complained yesterday because you always ask Jamie Eisenberg about your fantasy team. And I sometimes I do. I just more slick about it. But yesterday I made it very clear that my question was about my team, and then somebody texted in and said, "Well, so now it's just Bianchi asking about his team and Kravitz asking about his team. What about the listeners' team?" And I thought, you know what? I wish I had thought about this in the moment, but instead I thought about it while I was in my closet today. That person is a liar. All they care about is their team.
Right.
They don't care about us answering listener questions.
Nah.
If this guy's, let's just say his name was Craig.
Uh-huh.
Craig doesn't care about your question getting answered. Craig cares about Craig's question getting answered.
Exactly.
So cut it with the BS, okay? Just be honest.
All any fantasy owner cares about is his own team. Nobody wants to hear about your team or Cam's team or no. You just want to talk about your team.
Do you know what's going on in someone's head when you look at them and you start talking about your team? Just music. Text in Free for All Friday 50857. Anything you want to ask us, you can, and we have Hardy tickets to give away if we love your question.
Cam found the text sound effect.
He sure did. I like
I found your old bank.
There you go.
Yes, sir. The old Bianchi days.
What about the Twitter? Do you have the Twitter sound effect?
Oh, you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
There
nice.
you go.
What else do you have? Press another button. Nice. There goes.
Got tons.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna have a party today.
That was the extinct penny I just heard.
Yeah, fact.
Somebody said my random question is if you had to pick between one or the other for the rest of your life to be able to watch, what would you watch? College football or the NFL? Love the show, gentlemen. Well, college football is going to hell in a handbasket, so give me the NFL. At least I know what I'm getting with the NFL.
I don't have that much longer to live, and once I quit working, I will become a huge college football. I'll go to college football games and tailgate, something I haven't ever gotten to do throughout my life. And I have friends who are big college football fans. I'm a big college football fan. I'll go to the UCF game and tailgate. I'll go to the Gator game and tailgate. I'll go up to Tallahassee and tailgate at the Florida State games. Can't wait.
I've never really thought about that. When's the last time you tailgated at a football game? Decades. Wild.
Yeah.
Somebody said, why is Orlando never considered for a national championship football game? We have a major conference here, most visited city, warmer climate than Atlanta,
hotels,
Glendale,
airport. Yeah,
I mean, they obviously
stadium doesn't have the bells and whistles, doesn't have the luxury suites that they want for.
Just look at the cities on the text here that you compared us to. Atlanta, they have a brand new NFL caliber stadium. Glendale,
right,
same thing.
Yeah.
Camping World is fine, but it holds us back.
Yeah, the new when it's renovated, maybe we'll have a chance when it gets to 400 million in renovations, maybe, but still, it's not going to be like Jacksonville Stadium that they're spending $2 billion on.
Yeah.
So
I can't get over all this juice I'm feeling right now. Tonight's game. Up next,
Don't get me laughing again.
Can UCF do anything to avoid the shellacking? We'll talk to Sean Green, host of the UCF Charge On podcast, next. I got juice for tonight's game. Magic versus Nets. You know why? Because the bets are rolling in over on Hard Rock Bet. Couple of numbers that I like. Jalen Suggs, over 3.5 points scored in the first quarter alone. One that you can get. Desmond Bain, over 5.5 assists. Oh, wow, Franz taking over the lead role at 24.5 points. This has a chance to get ugly tonight, but not for your Hard Rock Bet account. See what they have in store for you. You'll find boosted odds, in-game bets, props, teasers, parlays, and more. Hard Rock sits right there on the home screen for me. Jump right in, right along. The app is safe, slick, reliable, updated to the second, and payouts are lightning quick. Head to Hard Rock Bet and roll with us. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT IT. Any given Saturday, right? Hey, UCF has a shot as long as they strap them up, lace up the cleats, and get out there and give it their best. Sean Green, host of the UCF Charge On podcast. That's my positive spin on UCF Texas Tech, for which I have very little faith that the Knights are going to do anything in this game of substance. So not a lot of confidence going into this one. Give UCF fans and me one reason to feel that they have a chance.
I can't. I'll be honest, I can't.
Okay. Right.
And listen, that was a great opening, Brandon. It was good, but yeah, I don't buy it. So it's not going to be pretty tomorrow. It's going to be bad. So as long as fans understand that, then they should be able to just go in and enjoy the game, have a nice drink, turn the TV on, and if you get too frustrated, you can just turn the TV off. So it's good you're not spending money, and it's good it's not a home game.
Or you can go to the porch and go to the UCF watch party with Kravitz.
Yeah, if you're bored, Sean, come and hang out at the porch. We'll be out there.
If anybody wants, I'll be doing a live watch along, which I sort of regret ever doing them. I love to do them because everybody can just see my pain for 4.5 hours. For some reason, I'm doing it tomorrow. So
you're doing a live watch along for this?
Yeah, no, this is the positive and negative, Brandon, right? Like the positive is sometimes you come out with a win. Most of the time on the road, we lose, and you see me crash out for 4 hours. So that's probably what will happen tomorrow.
All right. Well, hey, if nobody shows up to the porch tomorrow, I'm just going to throw that on YouTube. See if I can find you. Scott Frost, he talked about the gap in pay between these two schools. Do you have a rough estimate as to what that actually is? What is the difference between these two?
Oh, off the top of my head, it's got to be close to like 20-25 million if I had to ballpark it. It's massive. I mean, Texas Tech's roster is probably top 10 in spending. You can make the argument top 5. So it's massive. I mean, I think Lee Hunter alone is making probably close to $1.5-2 million.
That's the former UCF defensive lineman, right?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and UCF wanted to keep him, but again, like there was an affordability factor that I think they would have offered a good chunk of money. Don't get me wrong. I think UCF would have been able to afford a good chunk of that. But when you get to certain numbers, it's like, well, you can't compete with it. But UCF is getting more money, but it's not anywhere close to what Texas Tech is throwing at players.
I heard UCF and guys like Terry Mahajer were like, Lee, you got to take that.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do?
Right? So, yeah. I'm going to ask you a question that Kravitz presented earlier in the week. I thought it was kind of a dumb question, but he asked it anyways, and we did a poll on it. And the question was, do UCF fans at all regret getting into the Big 12 if USF makes the playoff out of the group of 5?
No.
Yeah.
No. USF can, if they make the playoff, good for them. They can talk about it against UCF fans for however long they want to, probably forever. At the end of the day, USF will probably still stay in the non-Power 5 for the rest of their time, because I think the next couple of years are going to get interesting. But no, I think at the end of the day, like, yes, these last couple seasons are rough for UCF, and it's a hard watch. It's tough, but I'd rather be average or below average in the Big 12 compared to going to the college football playoff a year or two and then nothing coming from it.
So you don't think UCF fans, not the program, because the program wants the cash.
Kravitz is trying to rationalize his
I know he is.
For fans. That's why I think it is important, and Bianchi did present it this way, that it's important to frame it that as the fans don't get any sort of benefit outside of cooler matchups that right now UCF is losing left and right. Mm-hmm. In the Big 12, you kind of miss the winning, and you feel like if UCF was still a G5, is it still called the G5, the G5, G6,
yeah.
If they were still in the G6, that they would be dominant, and it feels like dominant for UCF in the Big 12 is so far away, it's hard to enjoy the present moment.
I mean, here's the counter. It's not, it feels far away, but it doesn't have to be. I mean, look at Cincinnati this year, right? They're ranked. They've had the same head coach for 3 years. They're building it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you can make and say, oh, UCF could dominate the G6. Here's the problem with that. The G6 is going to be inept in a couple of years. Nobody's going to pay attention to the G6. Like when you go to the 16-team playoff, if that's what happens, who's to say that they'll get a bid at number 16? Like, and then if the ACC disbands, there's a whole can of worms with it. But just because, yeah, UCF would probably keep dominating the G6, everybody would go to UCF if they wanted to transfer. It'd be great. The problem is, though, I would rather have the chance at being good in the Big 12 and struggle for years than be in the G6 with the, okay, we're just going to dominate, because nobody takes you seriously. Like, really, nobody's taking USF seriously. They just put them back in the top 25 after having one loss or two losses, and they lost to Memphis, and look what happened. Nobody's really taking them seriously. Nobody's picking them to get out of that first round in the playoff. So it's like, do you really want that just to win a couple football games against, UAB? I mean, no, I'd take what UCF is doing any day of the week.
Sean, the quarterback situation at UCF, Scott Frost last week after the ugly loss essentially said, hey, it wasn't an ugly loss, it was a last second loss, but he put Belfort in on the last drive because he said he wanted a quarterback who could run for some tough yards.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me like he was saying that Taven Jackson isn't very tough and won't run for tough yards. What's going on with the quarterback situation?
So, Mike, you didn't buy the hamstring thing that Frost said at the end of the game.
Nah.
Yeah, no, that's probably smart of you. Yeah, Taven was bad. He's been bad the last couple weeks. And listen, he's banged up. Don't get me wrong, and I do agree with what Scott Frost said, where, yeah, like he's not really as mobile right now, especially with all those injuries. It's tough. Like, it's an expectation. Taven Jackson's not going to be their quarterback next year. He's probably going to be gone because I don't think UCF really wants him to be back. And yeah, I think the way I'm looking at it, do I expect Taven to start tomorrow? Yeah, you're playing the number 6 team in the country, probably the best defensive line you'll see. I probably wouldn't throw out a Davi Belfort, redshirt freshman against that. But I'll say this, if there you go 2 to 3 series where it's not really great, which, let's be real, it's probably going to be like that, throw the kid out there and let him play the rest of the year. I mean, see what you got in him. Do the exact same thing you did last year with Dylan Risk, because there's really no point in, like, at this point, you're probably not getting to a bowl game anyway. See if he can be in the running next year or if he can play. And if he can't, then But there's no point in playing Taven Jackson the rest of the year when you really know he's not the guy.
UCF Charge On podcast. That's where you can find Sean Green's immaculate coverage of the UCF Knights. And if you want to watch a grown man cry, watch his live stream tomorrow starting at 3:30. Thanks so much, Sean.
Thanks, guys.
We have pregame coverage here on 96.9 The Game starting at 1:30 with Mark Daniels and the crew as UCF takes on Texas Tech tomorrow. Up next.
Real quick.
What's up?
You're sort of right a little bit. When UCF was winning all those games in the American, it was fun.
Yeah, you know what's fun? Winning. Fun is fun. This is not fun. We're just at a party with cooler kids standing in the corner. You remember those in high school? You go, I got invited to the cool kids party, and then no one at the party talked to you. And you're like, I kind of miss my nerd friends. They like me. Up next, your texts, your talkbacks, right here on Game On.
The Nickley Group is Orlando's #1 real estate team for a reason. They sell homes quick. They sell them for top dollar. If you're buying a home, all right, here's an analogy for you. If buying a home was like the NFL draft, the Nickley Group would be your #1 overall pick, and it wouldn't even be close. All right, the rates are down, inventory's up, and the Nickley Group is saving clients an average of $24,000 per deal with extras like free appraisals, home warranties, even free moving trucks. Plus, their love it or leave it guarantee means if you don't love your home in the first year, guess what? They'll relist it for free. Who does that? Download their free buyer's guide at thenicklygroup.com. It's packed with everything you need to know before you buy. If you want to buy or sell quickly, just call Nickley.
The Gators play the Canes in Jacksonville on Sunday. Tip off at 8:30 p.m. Our crew, our AM 930 Fox Sports Jayville. Does anybody call them Jayville?
Jayville, baby. Jacksonville's my lucky town, Gordon Soley.
They're going to be out there. ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. I bet Dusty Rhodes has wrestled in that arena.
That wasn't Dusty Rhodes. That was the great Malenko, the Russian evil bad guy.
His son,
Dean Malenko.
Dean Malenko.
Yeah.
I watched him growing up. He was a sound technician in the ring.
The great Malenko was the biggest villain in championship wrestling in Florida back in the 70s, and he had a hold that I put my little brother in one time. The Russian stickle. It's where you sit on his back and you grab his chin from underneath it and you pull their head back. Yeah, I almost ripped my brother's neck off one time. Yeah, Russian sickle.
That sounds painful.
Yeah.
A Russian sickle. It's sad. You know how into wrestling I've been my whole life. John Cena, one of the most iconic wrestlers ever, he just had his last match.
Mm-hmm. And you didn't watch it.
I didn't watch. Not only did I not watch it, I didn't realize it was happening until it ended. I saw it on social media.
Kravitz, you have grown up finally at age 40.
Disgusting. I hate it. You can't see me, says Cam. It makes me sad
that you've grown up.
Yeah,
you no longer pay attention to.
And I still don't even know. I still don't even know what happened. It's like I just don't feel like I have time for it. And I'm not trying to sound like my time's more important than anybody else's, but I just don't know where to. I also think that part of their problem is the problem that MLS ran into. Some of the other leagues might run into it. Like the NFL and the NBA, definitely the NFL, are immune to some of these things because they're such a fabric of our society. But wrestling isn't quite that.
Mm-hmm.
Soccer definitely isn't. And when they stick themselves on these streaming services, they don't just become part of the flow of watching TV at night, which is kind of how I've always viewed wrestling. Like I wouldn't just sit and watch Raw from beginning to end. It was just I would watch it, and then I'd flip over to the Monday Night Football game, then I'd go watch something else, and you're kind of doing this dance.
Right.
But now with streaming services, you can't do that. You kind of have to pick what you want to watch and then stay there, because getting out of that, and this is first world problem stuff, but getting out of that and then opening up a different app to watch something else is kind of a pain.
Right. By the way, speaking of that, what's the prize? We have Hardy tickets?
We have Hardy tickets, and you can win those by asking us a good, solid Free-for-All Friday question. What's a Free-for-All Friday question? That's a question about anything that'll get us going.
Here's one for you. Speaking of wrestling, NWA is the WWE for adults. Can you change my mind?
NWA?
No, NBA is the NBA is the WWE for adults.
I was like, the NWA is not around anymore.
The NBA, I guess he's saying because of the gambling. It's pre. Is that what he's saying?
Because he thinks that it's predetermined.
Yeah, because of the gambling, and
there's a little bit of that, and I think maybe that's why I like the NBA. It's like a graduated version of the WWE.
Plus, with the tanking and the load management.
Well, there's no load management in the WWE. Those guys work 365. When is Mo Wagner coming back? Is one that came on the text line. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that. He and his brother, though, did just sign with Adidas. So they're now maybe they'll get their own shoe, a Wagner Brothers shoe. I'd wear that.
I would too.
More Game On coming up in moments. We've got our top story of the day revolving around the UCF Knights, a hot topic today in the spend happy world of college football. Stone Cold Locks, Yingling six-pack, all of that coming up on today's show. Don't go anywhere. Right now, we kick it over to Fox Sports Radio for a 60-second update. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. We are live in Orlando, Jacksonville, and Tallahassee. It's Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz, the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Light us up on the Mills Air text line. That's 50857. Anything you want to get us going on, Free for All Friday. Ask us a random question about life, food, music, science, the moon, whatever you want. Also, the Rage Cage is available for you, the iHeart Talkback. We have a UCF topic coming up right now. I was just watching some Drake May highlights on the TV screen behind you. How many quarterbacks would you take ahead of Drake May if you were going roster build? It was like a new draft and you could select anybody in the league. How many quarterbacks are you taking ahead of Drake May off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head.
Like, where do you think the number is?
You're going to laugh at me, but at this point, I would take Drake May over Joe Burrow because of Burrow's injury issues.
I think that's fair.
You did?
Yeah. Burrow can't stay on the field. So if we're starting a team from scratch, you get the youth. Not that Burrow's old, but that's part of the appeal for Drake May. He's in year 2.
Mahomes, obviously.
Mahomes,
Allen,
Lamar
Jackson.
He's never been able to win the big one.
Then again, we're judging somebody on a snapshot. Weren't we saying the same thing about Jaden Daniels last year? Now suddenly, is he just off the radar now?
I would take Drake May.
Okay, you weren't saying that last year.
Well, it was hard to say that last year, but I did say I was on the Drake May bandwagon when he got drafted.
Yeah, I know you were.
He was my top guy in a loaded draft class. Him and Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels. So maybe out of stubbornness, if you had asked me that question last year, I still would have said Drake May. But now that it's not like this is the first time we've seen him play, he's showing improvement year over year. I think that's more impressive than what Jaden Daniels did. Just being good out of the gate. We've seen that before, and then the crash back down to earth. When a player gets better year over year, that's usually more sustainable than being a flash in the pan.
Plus Drake, yeah, and again, we don't know that Jaden Daniels is a flash in the pan just because he's been injured for most of this year. So you give him a little bit of grace with that. But Drake May, he has it all. He can throw the ball. He's athletic. He can run a little bit. Yeah, and he's 9-2 right now.
And he's doing it with old Stephon Diggs and a guy that doesn't wear shoes and Mac Hollins and Hunter Henry and a rookie running back. It's very impressive.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about with UCF?
Well, I mean, we just had Sean Green on, and you asked him about the difference in the roster construction between Texas Tech and UCF. And by most accounts, Texas Tech has a $30 million roster. As I wrote in the paper the other day, this isn't David Goliath. This is Venmo versus a venture capital firm, because UCF is Venmoing. They're Venmoing their players' money, and Texas Tech is
wiring it.
Yeah. So, I mean, there is a obvious discrepancy in the payrolls of a lot of programs, but Texas Tech has essentially, they've got the multi-billionaire booster Cody Campbell, and they bought themselves a national championship contender, and UCF is clipping coupons, shopping in the bargain bin, right?
Just like Aunt Edna.
That's right, just like Aunt Edna does. And Scott Frost earlier in the week spoke about the state of college football. He didn't rip Texas Tech. He said more power to him, but he doesn't like where college football is headed.
I hate where the game is right now. It's great that players are being compensated, but there was absolutely no guardrails around it. And that's a shame for a guy that spent most of my life in college football and loves it and loves the purity of it. It's not where it should be right now. That being said, the teams that are doing things to get ahead, it's the old saying, you don't hate the player, hate the game. I don't blame them. And they did a good job using their resources to get a good enough team to be 8-1 right now. And sure, everybody wishes they could do that. Not everybody has the ability to do that. And I think we put together a really strong team with what we had, and we're going to keep having more because of the work that Terry and other people are doing. And in the meantime, we're just going to keep battling and having fun. And, I respect them for what they've done. Wish we could just do it. We can't yet. We're getting there.
We can't yet, is what he said. And I think that should be the concern for UCF and schools of their ilk. Yet, how long is yet? Because yet could be a long time. UCF doesn't have any multi-billionaire boosters. Their alumni base is still relatively young. They have some people who contribute money, but until there, as Scott Frost just said, until there is some sort of guardrails, there was supposed to be a salary cap. Remember that before this season? Hey, everybody can spend $20.5 million according to the new rev share plan. Well, that went out the window in a matter of weeks when the NCAA said, you can still have your collectives. You can still have your collectives.
Because that money is just what the school is able to spend.
Right.
So it's not a real number.
No, it's not a real number at all. And that
would be like the NFL saying, all right, we have a salary cap unless any of the fans also want to pay for Drake May's contract.
Right.
So it's silly. And Texas Tech feels like they really did get a jump on this with the backing that they have financially. It is a little bit, it's hard to see light at the end of the tunnel for UCF. Because you don't know, how's anybody supposed to know? You're kind of helpless as the everyday fan is like, okay, I'll give you $10, but where's that going to get us?
Right.
And then what? So my team can't win because people have oil money in Texas. It doesn't seem, I don't like using the word fair in sports, but there's not a lot of equality to it.
No. It's not an even playing field. And there's always been somewhat of a uneven playing field with the big time powerhouses, the Ohio States, the Alabamas, and all of that. But at least there was some rules before. Now, teams would break the rules and pay players under the table. But guess what? It's a lot cheaper to pay players under the table than it is to pay players above the table. All right. When you're paying players above the table, that's a lot of money.
Because that creates a market.
Right.
And there's not just a secret bag that's being handed to guys, and they don't even know if that's market value. It's just, oh my God, this is a lot of money for me, and yes, I will take that.
Right.
And it's more about how you give it than how much you give. I assume that's the way that it works.
You brought up the point. You brought it up earlier this week. Is there any part of UCF's fan base that wishes they were back in the American and, winning a bunch of games and maybe being in contention for the group of 5 or group of 6 spot in the playoff?
And maybe the way to expand on that is knowing what we know now. Because when UCF went from the lower level of D1 college football up to where they are now, this wasn't yet a full-blown thing.
Right.
UCF was not ready for the current world of college football. They were ready for the one that existed a couple of years ago.
Right.
So when they made the jump, we all went, oh my God, UCF, this is going to be a destination.
Right.
They're going to take over. Who's going to go to Lubbock when you could go to Orlando? Well, now, I'll go to Lubbock.
Lee Taylor.
with my luxury apartment,
right,
rather than the Venmo that I'm getting from UCF.
Right.
So now it's all of a sudden the advantage of UCF can't just recruit Orlando, and now they're at a disadvantage. I think if you had known that, and we said, okay, let's give everyone the full story here.
You said who's going to go to Lubbock? Lee Hunter went to Lubbock.
Yeah, he left Orlando
for $2 million.
And Sean Green said it. UCF was ready to pay him a lot of money. They weren't ready to pay him that. So it was like, okay, well, Orlando's nice. It ain't that nice,
See, and that's why I think UCF's administration, Scott Frost, obviously is a bit concerned about it. If you listen to his comments right there, I think they wonder, hey, we're in a big time league now, but as you said, are they ready for this? Because just about every school in the Big 12 has more rich boosters than UCF. They have a bigger endowment. They have better facilities, because they've been collecting this $40 million a year in TV money for years and years and years, and UCF hasn't. So,
but and maybe you know the answer to this. Then why is it that Cincinnati and Houston, BYU's kind of their own animal,
right?
But Cincinnati and Houston are competitive. They're not great, but they are respectable Big 12 teams. UCF isn't yet.
No, but I think I think UCF can get to that level. I don't know if they're ever going to get to the Texas Tech competing for that, going toe to toe with the big boys. But I think, again, we're in Scott Frost's first year. Give him a couple years. I mean, Cincinnati's coach how long has he been there? 3-4 years?
Yeah.
Since Luke Fickell left. Since Luke Fickell left. So, yeah.
If they can get up to where Kansas State is year after year, Kansas State is somewhat competitive in this conference.
Right.
If UCF can just get to that, then you can have that spike year that Arizona State just had last year, and those things feel like they become possible. Right now, I don't know how a UCF fan, knowing all of the details of the situation, can feel any hope moving forward. And that's really unfortunate, because that's really all you want as a fan, is the hope that my team can be competitive and win this year. And you understand that it might not happen for you, but the season starts and you're 0-0 and you have hope.
Yeah, I mean, Scott Frost is just going to have to evaluate talent better than his peers, obviously, because he's not going to be able to pay as much.
Well, and I think that's how Indiana has done it. Kurt Signetti, I assume Indiana has a good stack of cash, but do they have as much as Michigan?
Right.
No.
No.
And they're better. Right. So, yeah, sometimes you have to just play money ball with it. Are we intrigued or fatigued with the card at large this weekend? We'll tell you next.
It may be cool and nice out right now, but the heat is eventually coming, all right? This is the best time right now, while it's not hot outside, to call Ziegler Air Conditioning for your maintenance check. Jason and his crew, I've told you, they've been keeping Central Florida cool for 40 years. They know what Florida heat can do to your system. Believe me, they don't just show up like some of these companies do and give it the once over and say, "Yep, looks good." No. They actually take things apart. They service your unit. They check every connection. They blow all of that gunky, nasty stuff out of your drain lines and make sure you're running efficiently before the next heat wave closes in. Their maintenance plan includes 2 visits a year, and their technicians actually teach you how to take care of your own system. All right, here's a tip they gave me. Run your ceiling fans. It makes you feel cooler by circulating the air, which allows you to set your thermostat to a higher, more energy-efficient temperature. Your AC uses a lot more electricity than ceiling fans do. And when you need them most, Ziegler Air's always there. They're honest, they're quick, they're never pushy, just pros doing what they do best. Give them a call, 407-245-8765. 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
Welcome back to the show. Game on here on FM 96.9 The Game in Orlando, AM 930 in Jacksonville, and FM 96.5 The Spear in Tallahassee. Mic'd Up will be in the next segment. What we're going to do is a dose of Intrigued or Fatigued, one of our favorite thought-provoking segments on Fridays. Magic Nets tonight, something that I know Mike is going to ask me about. Pre-game at 6:30. I'll have you covered for that tip-off at 7 p.m. That one's live at the Kia Center. Also, we'll have it for you on FM 9. Actually, no, that one kicks over to 104.5 The Beat tonight, I believe. Well, you can check out either one. I'll double-check. Game day coverage powered by IBEW Local 606. Proud to serve electrical workers across Central Florida, providing its members a supportive community, training, valuable benefits, and advancement opportunities. I am right. It's 104.5 The Beat, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Is where you can catch that. And you catch Cam on 104.5 The Beat as well. Cam,
Appreciate that.
When are you on?
So I do Saturdays and Sundays. So Saturday is 3 to 9 p.m. and then Sunday 2 to 6 a.m.
That's crazy.
Yes, sir.
3 to 9. These guys are on for 6 hours at a time. They do get to play music in between.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot less of a, and I can pre-record a lot, like I said.
2 to 6 a.m. That's when he has all his groupies calling in.
That's right.
And hey, what are you doing?
Do you
after
talk
work,
with the
big boy?
You talk with a deeper voice when it's the overnight shift?
Yeah, I do the late night love hour.
Hey,
Mhm.
R&B.
Yeah, baby.
yeah, the tunes.
Let me
So
tell you something.
I'm intrigued by that.
Yeah, me too.
Hey, definitely not fatigued. Maybe she's at
Oh, I have 2 a.m.
Hey.
I'm either fatigued or sleeping. So Bianchi, what games are we looking at?
All right, here we go. You mentioned the Magic, all right? So the Magic take on the New Jersey Nets tonight at Kia Center, the 1-10 New Jersey Nets, but it is a NBA Cup game. Let's hear from Jamal Mosley talking about getting pumped up for these Cup games.
The league has done a great job of that, knowing that the intensity, the focus level, the result for winning the cup, that comes with a lot for our guys. And that kicks in a lot of that competitive edge, that competitive juice for our guys.
Okay. All right.
You actually had tears the last time
I'm not gonna laugh at that anymore.
Well,
right?
we'll see, because you'll see based on my answer.
Intriguing or fatiguing? And I want you to be honest. You are on the Magic radio crew, so I understand you have to be somewhat interested in this game. But intriguing or fatiguing? If you weren't on the Magic radio crew, would you be intrigued or fatigued with this?
With the cup in general or this game?
This game.
If I was not working the game,
Right. Right.
I would be fatigued
Okay.
with the game.
All right.
But
Okay.
part of the reason why it is intriguing and why I am, this is the reality I live in.
Right.
I am genuinely intrigued is because in a season of 82 games,
Mm-hmm.
these cup games feel slightly different.
Just
Just a little. It's just a little different. It's like it's like when you dim the lights at home. It's just you're in the same place. It's just a little different. And
it's like when you turn on your fluorescent lights and one of the bulbs is flickering. And then when it comes on, it's like, oh, okay, yeah. It's like that.
Okay, if we want to go with that analogy. Yeah, it's just the season can get a little redundant.
Mhm.
And the NBA Cup night is not redundant. It looks different. It does feel different. The games, even at the end, and I'm not just saying this from a marketing sense, because differential matters in the Cup, at the end of games, teams will leave their starters in. Say it was a blowout.
Mhm.
Teams will be more likely to leave their starters out there to run up the score even further
Okay.
in order to, or they're not just like laying back like, oh, we're up by 10, we're fine.
You're not really convincing.
So that's one of the things that's different. It's different for sports bettors too, and you know that's a world that I dive into heavily as well because
they're leaving their starters in.
That's part of it. So the night is more predictable for those that want to bet on the NBA. Teams tend to score more. So if you like overs, Friday night in cup action is a really good night for you, more so than the average night. And wait.
God. Wow, we are getting into the weeds.
Okay.
Here.
Also, this is the biggest factor.
I have a list of games here.
That's the last point. 0 teams are on the second night of a back-to-back because of the way the NBA schedules this. Yeah.
I can't believe it. I can't believe we went into the weeds on betting.
I actually had to cut myself off there. I got more in the tank.
All right. The Orlando Pride take on Gotham in the NWSL playoff semifinals Sunday at the Purple Palace. Gotham won the championship 2 years ago. Orlando Pride won it last year. The winner advances into the final. Intrigued or fatigued?
Do I have to be honest again?
Yes. I want your honesty.
It is as if the league said, we don't want anyone watching this.
Why? Because it's on Sunday?
At 3:00 on a Sunday? I'm going to turn off Chiefs Broncos so that I can watch this? I don't, and it's not an anti-women's soccer thing.
Right.
I think the league is, I don't watch a lot of it, but when I have, I think the play is solid. Whenever I've gone to a game, I've been highly entertained. I like the product, but 3:00 on a Sunday, you're begging people not to watch your product. So no, that is fatigued.
All right, let's jump to a little college football. Going to do it a little differently. Which of these marquee games is most intriguing to you? Number 11, Oklahoma at number 4, Alabama. Number 10, Texas at number 5, Georgia. Number 9, Notre Dame at number 23, Pitt.
Most intriguing?
Yep.
Texas, Georgia. I think Texas is on the come up right now. It's taken them a while to get here. Arch Manning, we kind of gave up on this guy. He's actually been pretty good the last few weeks. And I think Georgia's been kind of sketchy all year, but they're still run by the best head coach in college football right now in Kirby Smart. And Texas, the last 2 times they've played Georgia, has lost. I think this is a really intriguing game, and it's right there in the night window. I've got nothing to do Saturday night. Oh, the IPAs will be flowing for Texas, Georgia, I assure you.
All right. Same thing with the NFL. Which of these marquee NFL games is most intriguing to you? Seattle at the Rams, Kansas City at Denver, Detroit at Philadelphia, or Tampa Bay and Buffalo?
That's the card this weekend for the NFL is so good. But to me, it is easily the Seahawks and the Rams.
Really?
Easily.
Really?
I think they could be the 2 best teams in the NFL.
Detroit and Philly?
I think the winner of that game, we're gonna go, oh, they could win the Super Bowl. That's how big that game is gonna feel. The result of it, and I think they're just so evenly matched. 2 7-2 teams that are just roasting everybody they play. I think the Seahawks are more of the up and comer, where the Rams kind of feel like they're back after winning the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Matt Stafford is the odds-on favorite to win the MVP right now. And Sam Darnold, it doesn't feel like a resurgence anymore. He's just a star quarterback now.
Right.
Even though that's the West Coast game, and usually that's the one that we're a little more foggy on, to me, that is the game of the weekend.
Okay. All right, last one. Which of these stinker NFL games is most fatiguing to you? Washington at your Dolphins, Houston at Tennessee, Baltimore at Cleveland, or Dallas at Vegas?
Dallas at Vegas, Monday night on YouTube TV. So I won't be watching it. So that one's easy until ESPN hasn't settled their dispute yet.
What if you could watch it? Would that still be the one? Anytime you have Tennessee in a game, doesn't that make it the worst game?
Pretty bad.
Huh? Houston
and
at
Davis
Tennessee.
Mills is starting.
Right.
Hard to argue against that one.
Right.
That's pretty fatiguing.
Right.
So I did bet the Texans.
that is intrigued or fatigued.
Stone Cold Bucks coming up later on in the show. You'll hear more of my analysis on Texans Titans. And if that doesn't hook me up,
as long as we don't have to hear any more NBA Cup betting.
Well, that's not until 6:30. Up next, Mic'd Up, a Friday staple. Hear from the players and coaches making the headlines after this.
It is the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. As you know, every great team has a captain who leads by example. At Don Mealy Chevrolet, the captain is the Chevy Silverado, the most dependable player in the lineup for decades. And right now, it's the Chevy Red Tag event. If you can lease a 2026 Silverado 1500 LT for just $409 a month for 36 months, or finance with 0% APR. Don Mealy Chevrolet has been Central Florida's truck headquarters since Don moved his family here from Maryland half a century ago. And now his son Jay still runs the dealership with the same hometown passion. Jay even gives customers his personal email address. Nobody does that. Step up to the plate and get that Silverado before the red tags are all gone. Chevy, together, let's drive.